What happens when a country music legend known for grace and professionalism finally reaches her breaking point on live television? What we saw on The View wasn't just another celebrity interview gone wrong. It was a masterclass in how far you can push someone before they push back. And when Reba McEntire pushes back, the world listens. Before diving into this chaos, hit that subscribe button and tell me in the comments whose side you're on in this clash. Reba walked onto the View set with her familiar smile. The crowd cheered as she waved to the fans who had supported her for decades. She sat down, glowing with the warmth that has made her a national treasure. This was supposed to be a friendly chat about her new album, her tour, and her remarkable career. But Joy Behar had something else in mind. The interview began smoothly enough. Whoopi Goldberg offered kind words about Reba's music, asking about her inspiration. Reba spoke openly about her songwriting, family, and the stories behind her songs. The audience was completely drawn in. Sunny Hostin asked about her tour, and Reba responded eagerly, clearly happy to talk about reconnecting with fans. Then Joy leaned forward with that look, the one that means she's about to change the tone. She said, "Reba, you come from a very red state, and your fan base is mostly conservative. How do you feel entertaining people who might not share what we'd call progressive values?" The room went silent. Reba's smile stayed, but her eyes hardened slightly. She answered with calm grace, saying music rises above politics, that her job is to bring people together through art, not divide them. She spoke about growing up in Oklahoma, learning to understand people with different views, and how she believes art should unite, not separate. But Joy wasn't done. She pressed harder, suggesting that by staying quiet on political issues, Reba was silently supporting harmful ideas. She mentioned other country artists who'd spoken out, implying Reba was avoiding risk. Reba's back straightened. Her voice was steady but stronger now. She said, "Joy, I respect your opinions and how you use your platform. But I've built my career by respecting my audience, all of them. I won't insult half the country because they see things differently." Joy fired back, saying some issues aren't political but moral, and that staying silent was a privilege. The hosts tried to calm things down, but the tension was thick. Reba leaned in, her Oklahoma accent deepening. "Joy, you don't know my life or what I've stood up for. Just because I don't perform my beliefs for cameras doesn't mean I don't have them." Joy shot back that Reba's silence sends a message that certain issues don't matter. Reba's voice rose, clear and firm. "I've spent 40 years earning trust by being honest and real. I won't start telling people how to think just to make you happy. My fans are smart. They don't need me to tell them what to believe." The audience was frozen. Whoopi tried to redirect, but Joy kept pushing, asking Reba's views on specific issues. Reba finally raised her hand. "Stop, Joy. I came here to talk about music, not to take a political test. You use your platform one way, I use mine another. I sing. I tell stories. I comfort people. That's what I do. I won't apologize for it." The studio was silent. Joy then said, "But neutrality isn't neutral, Reba. Staying quiet supports the status quo, and that status quo hurts people." Reba shook her head. "You treat your opinions as facts. My fans include Republicans and Democrats, every race and religion. They come to my shows to escape division, not to hear another debate. I won't destroy that." Joy leaned back, saying, "So you're more concerned about selling tickets than doing what's right?" Reba's expression changed completely. Gone was the sweet smile. Her eyes burned with quiet power. "How dare you? My life's work isn't about ticket sales. I've fought for women in country music, for artists' rights, for fairness behind the scenes. I don't brag about it, but I do it. Don't tell me the only way to be good is to think like you." Joy raised her voice. "I'm not telling you what to think. I'm saying silence has consequences." Reba shot back. "And so does what you're doing. When you demand everyone pick a side, all you get is division. I bring people together. You push them apart. Don't lecture me about consequences." The crowd reacted with a mix of gasps and applause. Whoopi tried again to call for a break, but the argument rolled on. Joy said, "Your silence helps one side, and your fans notice." Reba leaned across the table. "My fans know me, Joy. They've seen me through everything. They know I'm real. They don't need me to preach to them. They value authenticity, and they can see when someone like you looks down on them." Joy said, "Choosing to stay neutral is still a choice." Reba laughed sharply. How about the right to disagree without being demonized? The right to speak freely? Those matter too, Joy. Joy replied. No one's silencing you, Reba. We're talking. No, Reba snapped. You're interrogating. You invited me here to talk about my career, not to ambush me. Sonny tried to soften things, saying public figures have influence and should use it for good. Reba nodded but said firmly, using influence for good isn't always political. It's about giving people a space to connect. At my concerts, people who disagree stand side by side, sharing something human. I'd lose that if I made it political. Alyssa Farah Griffin agreed, saying not every space should be political. Joy turned to her sharply. That's easy to say when politics doesn't control your life. Reba jumped in. Joy, you have the privilege of never being challenged here. Everyone agrees with you. I connect with all kinds of people. I don't live in an echo chamber, and I don't want to. Joy said, This isn't an echo chamber. We have Alyssa for balance. Reba laughed. One token conservative surrounded by 4 progressives? That's not diversity. That's window dressing. Whoopi raised her voice, urging calm. Reba turned to her respectfully. Whoopi, I respect you, but Joy didn't bring me here for a real conversation. She wanted to make me a target. And I won't let that slide. Joy switched tactics. Do you believe climate change is real? Reba sighed. Yes, I do. And I believe humans play a part. But I also believe in realistic solutions that don't destroy livelihoods. Does that pass your purity test, Joy? Joy pressed on. What about healthcare? Universal healthcare, yes or no? Reba smiled tightly. I want everyone to get care, but how we do it is complex. You're not asking because you care, Joy. You're asking for sound bites. Joy shot back. Your fans deserve to know your values. Reba's voice thundered. My fans don't need you to protect them from me. They're adults who think for themselves. You don't respect regular people. You lecture them. The audience broke into applause and murmurs. Joy tried to regain composure. I respect people, Reba. That's why I want honesty. Reba leaned back. Honesty is fine, but what you're demanding is conformity. You want everyone to think your way, or be wrong. That's not truth. That's control. Joy's tone sharpened. Control? I'm asking for accountability. Reba's reply cut deep. Accountable to who, Joy? You? I answer to my fans, my family, my faith, not you. Sonny stepped in again, saying people can disagree in good faith. Reba said, can we? Because it seems like if you don't agree with the right side, you're labeled hateful. There's no room for nuance anymore. No space for people to just think. Whoopi tried again to change topics, mentioning Reba's new album, but Reba shook her head. We could, Whoopi. But this right here, this need to force everyone into political boxes, is what's tearing us apart. Joy said, when your choices affect others, it's not just personal. Reba replied, everything has consequences, Joy, including yours. Teaching people to fear speaking honestly destroys trust. Turning art into politics destroys connection. Is that really what you want? The silence afterward said everything. Even Joy was quiet. Alyssa spoke softly, saying Reba had a point about losing connection. Joy responded that democracy needs people to take stands. Reba shook her head. Caring about everyone isn't apathy. I love this country. All of it. Not just the people who agree with me. Joy said, but how can you sing to people who vote for harm? Reba leaned forward, fire in her eyes. Because they're people, Joy, with struggles, pain, and hope. They still deserve respect and joy. I'll keep giving them that, whether you like it or not. The crowd erupted in applause. Whoopi tried to cut to a break, but Joy added, I just hope your fans know what they're supporting. Reba smiled. They know exactly who I am. They value loyalty and honesty. That's why they've been with me for 40 years, and will be for 40 more. The screen cut to commercial, but the moment lived on. Social media exploded with reactions. People debated who was right and whether celebrities should stay out of politics. But one thing was clear. Reba McEntire had drawn a line. She stood for individuality over conformity, authenticity over performance. Whether you agreed or not, you had to respect her courage. This wasn't just TV drama. It was a cultural flashpoint, raw and real. So what do you think? Was Reba right to defend her stance? Or should she have handled it differently? Drop your thoughts below, and don't forget to subscribe.